from the tournament to say a few words. Right, well, I'd like to congratulate the Kerala Tennis Association. The music is such a bit like this. I'd like to congratulate the Kerala Tennis Association and all involved here, especially NUTKING, because we know that Bhagwan Pandya's work and his own personal interest in tennis has brought him to sponsoring this event and this tournament. I'd like to congratulate everybody on making this happen. Frankly, we Keralites have a reputation only in athletics and football, but I'm delighted that in recent years our overall sporting prowess seems to be improving. We are getting a nationwide reputation in cricket, with a couple of players aspiring to and making it to the national team. And now in tennis, we have a young man with us we hope will break into the top, and we're looking forward to seeing that. But to do that and to produce excellence, we need to have a strong foundation. And that means that we need to encourage the sport. We need to make sure that people have access to the courts. We need to make sure there's effective coaching. We need to make sure there are tournaments that keep people interested and active. And we need to make sure, of course, that there is a mechanism to sustain that interest over the long term. This calls, first of all, for an effective tennis establishment. And I think we're very lucky that in Kerala we have that. I'm sorry that Jacob Gallivan couldn't be here, but all of you who have done such good work, I think have made it possible for us to look forward to seeing Kerala tennis being run professionally, with integrity and with imagination. Second, you need financial resources, and we know that tennis associations these days cannot manage on their own without some benefactors outside. So I'm delighted to see a major company like US Technologies from Technopark and Better here working with the Kerala Tennis Association and making sure that some commercial muscle is also given to the forehand of the Tennis Association. We need to actually ensure that there is enough commercial viability for these tournaments to move forward. I'm also glad to see the seniors being given encouragement, might even finally persuade me to invest in a racket. I've been an honorary member of this club since I first came to Trivandrum 7 years ago and haven't played a game here. So the existence of a seniors tournament at various levels is finally sort of prompting some delayed recognition of the fact that one needs to stir oneself in that direction. So that's also very good. But jokes apart, I think it is important that our seniors get an opportunity to not only play out of, shall we say, the need to do something to keep fit, but also the competitive edge that comes with a tournament. And so the fact that you have seniors tournaments taking place, I think, will encourage our oldsters to also keep up the skills they learn as youngsters. I want to end with a short plea, which is that one of the problems that has afflicted tennis in some parts of our country has been an identification with elitism. That is that the tennis club is a preserve of a select few, that you need to be fairly affluent to get membership, that the tennis is often an excuse for other kinds of socializing and relaxing on Friday and Saturday evenings, and that as a result, the development of the sport is not seen as something that tennis clubs take much interest in. I'm very glad to see this venue is cooperating with the Kerala Tennis Association, because I know that in Kerala tennis there has been for some time now a concern that if you want to sustain a sport like tennis, you need to open it up to people who can never aspire to join the tennis club. And that's why you were just telling me, Mr. Ramesh, about the scheme under which anyone can come and play. You have a managing committee chaired by the collector, and presumably you lend not just rackets and balls, but even shoes and socks to some of these kids. You do. So that would be a very important way. You never know what kind of talent you might be able to unearth. One of the great strengths of cricket in India has been the way in which it is democratized. It used to be an elite sport right up to the 60s. Then suddenly you found people from humbler backgrounds, smaller towns, kinds of non-traditional, if you like, cricketing heritage coming into the sport. And that has immensely enriched and deepened the reach of the sport of cricket in India. So today, we genuinely have a sport that draws from the masses for its talent pool. Tennis has not yet got there, but it can. And I think certainly in Kerala, you might find your next Hardin Bawa coming from the fishermen's community, or coming from a truly humble background, our tribal areas, whatever. Let us give them an opportunity to come in and play. I want to encourage not only the KTA for doing this, but I want to encourage the Trivandrum Tennis Club as well to set aside some time every day, perhaps during hours that our members are not necessarily clamoring for the use of the court. Give those who don't have access to tennis an opportunity to develop their skills. You never know. Hand-eye coordination, the ability to hit a moving ball, the muscle power required, the stamina can often be found in sections other than the privilege of our society. And I just want to end with an appeal that we open up the sport and give tennis even deeper roots in our society. Once again, let me end by congratulating all those involved in this, congratulating obviously the Kerala Tennis Association and the Trivandrum Tennis Club, and also the sponsors who are on stage with us, NUTKING, UST, and all of you who've come to show your support and solidarity, and I hope have a good game in the bar game. Congratulations once again, all success. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Kabul. I now request Mr. Thomas Paul, Secretary of the Kerala Tennis Association, to give his felicitations.
Member of Parliament and Chief Guest Dr. Shashi Tharoor, other dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, Dr. Shashi Tharoor is a very hard act to follow. We all know that most people come here to listen to his speech. And probably they want to switch off after that. Regardless, I shall dash on and try not to bore you too much. On behalf of the Kerala Tennis Association, we wish to thank Dr. Tharoor for being such a good friend of tennis Kerala. In fact, he happens to be a very lucky mascot for us too. During the recent national games, Dr. Tharoor had come to the Ramanathan Krishnan Tennis Plaza at Kumarapuram to inaugurate the tennis event. And Team Kerala went on to win its first ever medal in tennis at the national games. We hope that you will continue to support us and also give us the guidance of your vast experience as well as intellect by guiding us in all our endeavors to take Tennis Kerala to the next level. The Kerala Tennis League was born out of a need to have a common platform for all the tennis players across the state to play and interact. The need to create a player development fund was also on the top of our minds. In fact, we were inspired by what Dr. Tharoor wrote in his novel Right. In fact, which I take the liberty of quoting. There is not a thing as the wrong place or the wrong time. We are where we are at the only time we have. Perhaps it's where we are meant to be. Unquote. We at KTL felt that this is indeed the right time to launch KTL. We are encouraged by the active support and interest KTL has generated across the tennis playing fraternity and hope to sustain and make it grow over the years. On behalf of KTL, our thanks to the players and team principals of the NUTKING KTL. We trust that you are having a very good time at the NUTKING KTL. And we would like to place on record our appreciation to our main sponsor, Dr. J. Rajmohan Pillai, for believing in the concept, and for backing us to the hilt. We hope that our dream of creating a player development fund would get a sizable boost in the very first year of NUTKING KTL. Many thanks to our brand ambassador, Ms. Gayatri Suresh, for being the public face of NUTKING KTL. Many thanks to the President, Honorary Secretary and members of the Trivandrum Tennis Club. On behalf of KTL, I also wish the ITF Seniors Tournament all success and extend a warm welcome to all the players from various parts of the country and abroad who are gathered here. Our thanks to the main sponsor, as well as to all other sponsors who have made this happen. We thank our media partners for always giving a prominent coverage for tennis. And I look forward to meeting you all at the knockout finals of NUTKING KTL on January 23rd and 24th, which will be held at Thrissur. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Mr. Alexander Verghese, UST Global.
Dr. Tarun and other office members of Tennis Club. Ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I wanted to congratulate the Tennis Club of Trivandrum for hosting the first ITF tournament for seniors. And also extremely happy to see that we are launching the KTL. I've been personally observing the activities of Tennis Club in the last few years. I can very confidently say that the number of tournaments that they are organizing in the recent past has gone up significantly. And I also been personally watching the coaching happening for the youngsters, the young kids, and very happy to say that the talents that they are actually bringing up with Kerala and in Trivandrum is phenomenal. And we are extremely happy to partner with TTC. And this is the second major tournament that we are associating with tennis. And since our first sponsorship, one request to the Tennis Club Association has been that let us make Trivandrum as one of the top-notch tennis destinations in the world. And with all your support, I also commit that we will be behind you to make that happen. Once again, I want to wish all the players all the best and looking forward to watching more and more tennis in Trivandrum. Thank you.
Rajmohan Pillai, Chairman Vita Group.
Dr. Shashi Tharoor, Ramesh, President of DTC, dignitaries on and off the dais. My association with Shashi Tharoor goes a very, very long way. Because when we first decided on an icon to represent Kerala or Malayalis, it was Dr. Shashi Tharoor that our foundation first decided. And he traveled all the way from America to receive it many years back. It was very interesting. We had a lunch together before the function, and I was in this dhoti and the shirt, and he was very officially dressed. So we decided on the dinner where the Maharaja was also there, who was presenting him the Man of the Year award. And he decided, because I was in this informal, or the Kerala dress, he will wear a typical Kerala dress, and I went on into a coat and pant, and it was kind of an odd couple on the stage. Similarly, today he seems to be much more careless right now than what I am. I was so happy that after he came to Trivandrum under our invitation, he just adopted Trivandrum and he has represented Trivandrum so very well. And in the elections that came in, he was considered our Rama. I mean, the ladies, people were following him like the one who is going to really represent and change. And he has done a very good job. Thank you so much for coming. When many years back, when I was playing, this young boy who was just 13 came and played, and he had this most fantastic forehand, and that was Arjun Baba. He does not remember me playing with me because Paul, one of our common coaches, got me to hit with him. And he was playing like some phenomenal player. His forehand was like something that you could not see. It was like international material even at that point of time. He went on and we have been following him. I'm a friend of his father. And we've been following him to the time that he was doing very well in junior. And suddenly for 2 years we did not see him. And now he has come back. I'm so glad that he has selected TTC to actually started practicing. It's such a pleasure to see the whole team, including the coach, come over and make it. For me, it is like an army coming and training during that period of time. It has inspired all of us to actually be playing tennis better. And like what Shashi Tharoor has written, we can only do whatever we are at this point of time and do it better. I can't be young like Arjun and try to do better. So I am at 51 trying to do my best in my head. I would like to thank the NUTKING team headed by Sudeep to have done such a beautiful job. Sanu did such a beautiful job to have conducted this function, and for TTC to have helped us organize this whole thing. Rajiv was such a great help to have organized and to get all the people. Thank you so much. We'll always be beside you. I just want to remind you, we had earlier the badge which actually created Leander Pace and Somdev Varman for the country. We hope to recreate the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajman. And finally, it's my privilege to propose a word of thanks. Thank you, Dr. Shashi Tharoor, for gracing this occasion. I also thank the sponsors, UST Global and Beta Group, for being the principal sponsors for the two events for which this function was held for. I also especially thank the media for turning up in such large numbers, and we all look forward to greater media support for the sport of tennis. Thank you.